So basically it goes back to say that yes, we have a contract we have a sanctity of contract, but still we need a credit enhancement, whether it's a default escrow, whether it's a letter of credit, whether it's an hypothecation or receivables, we require that. Even if we have exchange, the power exchange, even if we have a trading company, we really at the end of the day need a credit-worthy off-taker with a balance sheet, as what I think Sanjay did mention, that a company which is well capitalized, and so that people can say that, okay, if this company does not pay, they can go after. Right now, I think the most situation is, if this company does not pay, we'll go and negotiate, because if we can't go after, they can never pay.
I think more just to add one thing, maybe one idea what can be looked at is that in renewables, for example, India or some states at least have this mechanism of mandatory offtake. Now, if such a scheme is put in place for nuclear as well, so let's say every distribution company needs to have in its power kitty 2% power as nuclear power, and there is active penalty by State Electricity Commission in case you don't do that, then that can in a way create a market for nuclear power, because as you can't have nuclear merchant power plants, and it's basically a merchant power plant unless and until you have a bankable PPA. You can't have nuclear merchant power plant unless and until you have an alternate market for it, which is not competing on the basis of cost of power. It has to be that no, you have to take nuclear power irrespective of the cost of it, and that's probably one way of looking at the financing.
Absolutely, I think if you look at the Atomic Energy Act, the Electricity Act, it does make an exception for nuclear energy.
Yeah.
It does not expect nuclear, because nuclear energy will be a front-loaded tariff, and so that it makes an exception about the competitiveness. I think, Bob, you would like to add some challenges which you see on the technology side?
Well, it doesn't fit that well into what I just heard on finance. There's a very interesting concept in terms of regulating the mix and using that as a prompt for nuclear power infusion. Just very quickly, because I know time is running, is one of the reasons I am here to talk to you is that I play a role in the U.S.-India Civil Nuclear Energy Cooperation Working Group. And there are technical challenges. There are regulatory, licensing, financing challenges, but there are also technical challenges. Some go to non-proliferation in the fuels arena. It started in 2006. We just had a meeting in April where we get together with, we get our best together with some of India's best technical professionals, and we begin to define a way to cooperate on the government level to meet some of these challenges, be it materials for high-temperature gas reactors or fuel. For fuel is a little difficult, but perhaps fuel for high-temperature reactors. There's a number of things that we can do together. Because India operated alone for so long, they have an experience and expertise in areas where the U.S. has some interest. So that, in fact, is part of my duties, is to get that group moving. And we're planning to have another meeting in January. So as you look at the public-private partnership, I tried to get my Indian colleagues to bring industry in to talk to the group. They're not quite ready for that yet. So we'll keep it at the technical level, and we'll have our lab guys and their institute people and their directors. They build reactors now, and we'll focus on where we can agree, and for the moment stay away from issues where there's complications. But that's one way that working government to government, getting our incredible human capital together, we can address some of the challenges to expanding nuclear power.